Here we go. Let me just call Notel. Hello, Notel. Welcome on the show. Great to have you here. And boy, that was a hell of a match tonight. It's a couple of nail biters towards the end there, but I'm going to say straight up, how did you guys feel going into this match? Because of course you played against Pulse several times. In fact, you're currently in the last month. You've lost both your matches against him. I think you played 7 or 9 games against him in total, and I've only won 2 of those. So how did you guys feel about going into the game against them?
I actually didn't even know we played that much against him. But well, we were taking it very serious. But lately we've been feeling kind of good. But today was already starting out to be a bad day, especially after the first game. People weren't feeling so good. But honestly, I can't really say that I had that in mind. I just went into the game. I didn't even know what kind of playstyle they had.
Okay.
So,
yeah, well, they're very great. I see you guys picked up on that pretty quickly after the Chaos Knight Wisp combo getting leaked through. Of course, Wisp is fairly well known for going rather well with Mini, and he generally tears a lot of people apart with it. But yeah, nice to see you guys banning that there pretty promptly afterwards. Then, of course, securing Chaos Knight as well. But as it is. So you guys didn't really know their playstyle, because it looked like you were banning a lot of their aggressive heroes, because they do play a very aggressive game there.
Yeah, I might not be telling the whole truth. I mean, someone from the team did mention that they were a big fan of CK and Wisp. So I mean, we obviously knew something about them. I'm really bad with names and teams, so I didn't really know much. But some of us knew something. But I really didn't know we played 9 games against them this month.
Not in this month, but over the period.
In total.
Yeah, in total. This month alone, you've played 2 again. Oh, this is the 3rd. So 3 games now against them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course, they were until recently known as Sky Elite. So maybe that's later.
Yeah. No. Then it's my bad. Okay. Yeah. No. I remember them now. Then. Yeah. They're pretty aggressive players.
Yeah, but sorry. Keep
sorry.
Going. No, keep going.
No. Oh, it's just. Yeah, like, obviously I remember them now when you say their names, but I thought they were still named Skåne Elite, because they went from Ints to Skåne, and then from now to Pulse.
Yeah, they have switched up a couple of
yeah.
sponsors. But, alright, let's ask the burning question, of course. Magnus, the Magnetor. How did you guys feel he handled? Like, have you used him a lot in comp player, or is this sort of one of the first times you brought him out?
That was the first time I think we ever played him. Like, in a competitive game, yeah.
Do you think he handled well? Like, did he fulfill his role? It looked like he was sort of a replacement for, say, a Tidehunter role, sort of a big teamfight initiator, big threat of an AoE spell, and also does a lot of pulling and supporting.
I like to say that he made the game, but I also played the hero, so yeah, I would say that Magnus last game he was balling. But yeah, it was thought through, but it was a lot with it had a lot to do with the tiny. And it's like Cleave is such a good counter to CK, so I really like the pick. Honey picked it, but I really think it was a well-fitting pick in the last game, and I think that's a role he should be playing. He can go for a solo role, but I think you get the most out of the hero if you have someone else taking the farm, getting the empower, and then winning a lane by pulling or getting XP in that way.
Okay, I've got a question here from ZZND. He says, he wants to know what your biggest weakness is, what you think your biggest weakness is, and what keeps you from being a top 3 team in Europe.
I think it's all kinds of offline issues everyone seems to have on different times. It's never in the same week people are having. So basically, it's a lack of practice, but there's a lot of bad luck when it comes to offline and timing, and so yeah, we don't get the practice we really want to. But it's more bad luck than anything.
Okay, fair enough then. As I'm just trying, I saw another question here. Let me just try and grab it. Where was it? Nope, I've lost it in the sea of questions here. Never mind then. Okay, so I've got another question though. I mean, all around, what is your which hero? Like, how would you describe Fnatic's playstyle? Would you say you're a very aggressive team? Would you guys because game number 2, you guys sat back for a long time. It looked like you were being incredibly cautious. So would you describe yourselves as a very turtly team?
Hmm. Well, I think we're aiming more to be like a really versatile team, able to play turtle strats like when it's needed and when you need to play offensive. Like I think it all comes down to the picks. Rather than just having the same playstyle all the time, then you can get figured out too easy.
Okay, I've also got a question here from Bearlaw. This is what I was looking for. He says, why did you guys switch drafters?
I think it has a lot to do with Kai being really active in Dota, and he like watching a lot of games, but also playing so much, getting a really good feel for the heroes. I'm not saying that Tao was doing a bad job as a drafter or anything, but Kai seemed to have like a lot of ideas because he spent so much time watching and playing Dota, and it seemed to work out really well when we tried it out, so we stuck with him. But it's never bad to have a second good drafter in the team. Like you can always talk stuff through, and Tal definitely, like the old drafter Fly, still talks during the drafting. We all bring in ideas, but he's still doing like a major part.
Okay. I also got a question here from 1401. He says, when will we see Notal play Meepo?
Someday maybe. It's a very tricky hero to fit in. But hopefully we're gonna see it. Like, yeah.
Are you just mostly worried about counter picks to the Meepo?
Yeah, it's very hard to fit in because there's so many heroes who really do so well against him. The hero can peak if the draft goes in his way. Like I have an idea that the less CC the enemy has, the better Meepo becomes. CC in shape of silence and stuns, but if they only have a lot of slows, Meepo can be really powerful and be played in a really special way. Like because you're always so safe when poofing, or you can always poof out. But when they have a lot of disable, the hero is just, you don't have a fast getaway. They're always gonna be able to catch you. Catch one Meepo, you're most likely gonna die.
Okay then. Okay, so I'm going to ask one final question here. Your next match should be against Zero, provided they overcome. I hear there's some possible internal problems with the team, but assuming that everything's a-okay with them, you guys are set to play against Zero on the 7th. How are you guys, like, how do you feel about that match? You confident that you can take down Zero?
I really feel confident if we play as we did. Was it Friday we played them? I think it was Friday we played them. If we play as well as we did playing them last time, I think, yeah, we're gonna be. If it's a best of 3, we're gonna be able to 2-0, but we'll see. I mean, they did try to do the same thing with Magnus game 1, which we did this game. So they have a lot of good ideas and stuff. It's just a matter of, yeah, who figures out who first. If they figure our strat out, they have a really good chance of taking 1 or 2 games, and if we figure them out, then vice versa.
Alright, well, thanks for coming on here. Thanks for your time. Have you got any Twitter accounts or streams you'd like to plug before you go?
Well, you can go check out my stream. It's up on Join Dota once I stream. Fnatic Raid Call No Tail.
Awesome.
Just check it out if you feel like it.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for coming on Notal. Great to have you on here, and of course, congratulations tonight. I really enjoyed seeing the Magnus finally in the comp scene.
Thank you very much.
Alright, catch you later.